For our last segment, which is devoted to elections, I do have to give a disclaimer that one of our panelists, Tawan Stout-Mitchell, is endorsing J.B. Smiley for Shelby County Mayor. Now, we are not focusing on specific races in this episode, but we haven't talked a lot about referendums, and there's one in Germantown that has those suburban voters showing up to the polls. This is right now from the City of Germantown's website. The May 5th ballot will include a referendum asking Germantown voters to decide whether the mayor's job should be a full-time position starting January 1st, 2027. If voters vote for it, it will amend the current city charter by requiring the mayor to devote full-time attention, and the salary would be set by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, requiring a 3-reading process and a public hearing for approval. If voters vote against the charter, it will stay the same, which won't require the mayor's full-time attention. So I'll open it up to Otis. This Germantown referendum, kind of break it down for the everyday voter, whether full-time mayors and part-time mayors. I didn't even realize that those positions.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you, most of the suburban cities have part-time mayors.
Okay.
I think Bartlett has a full-time mayor, but I don't know of anybody else. Germantown has a population a little over 40,000, maybe 41, 42,000. They have relied on a part-time mayor pretty much forever, and they have a person who basically runs the administrative part of city administrator, I think is what they call it.
Right.
Patrick Lawton was there for many, many years. It's worth noting that he is vehemently opposed to this change to a full-time mayor. And frankly, there was some little amateur hour going on out there in Germantown about whether some details about the full-time employment and whether they can have any other jobs. That was posted originally, and they had to take some of that back. I generally don't predict elections here, but I'm predicting that this is going to fail.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I believe it's going to fail. There are a lot of people out there who don't think it's necessary. Plus, they're not willing to give carte blanche the Board of Mayor and Aldermen just sort of unblemished power to make the decisions after the fact. They don't know enough about it. And when you have Patrick Lawton, who was well respected out there, against it, I think it's in trouble.
And Tawan, if you don't mind making the last point, because we have time for our last little part here, what is the pros and cons of having a full-time versus a part-time mayor?
The part-time mayor is seen mostly as ceremonial to me, but a full-time mayor means that they will be doing day-to-day operations more. Okay. Now, I'm sure that the part-time mayor did some day-to-day operations, but it was probably left on the city manager or the administrator. And then the part-time mayor cuts ribbons, signs the documents, and whatever. It depends on where you want to go.
Okay.
And they have had a part-time mayor since Sharon Goldsworthy, who was really, they got more than their money's worth with her because she was part-time, but she was day-to-day.
She was.
And detail-oriented. She was a good mayor. I really think if they want to grow as a community, which I would think they would want a full-time mayor. But it depends on what they want to do. This would stay the small town.
Okay.
Germantown.
That's good insight there. Now, I do want to turn our attention now to a huge loss for Tennesseans today. Tennessee State Representative G.A. Hardaway Sr. passed away early Friday morning from a brief illness. Representative Hardaway represented Tennessee House District 93 and has served as a state legislator for 19 years. He served as chair of the Shelby County Legislative Democratic Caucus and former chair of the Tennessee Black Caucus of State Legislators. Now, he was serving in the District 93 seat until his passing and was pursuing re-election this year. Here's a montage of clips over the time of ABC24 interviewing him. There's also pictures with some of our own panelists that you'll cycle through. You see Deidre Malone here. The first picture you saw was actually a memorial that was already set up in his seat on the House floor. There's Tawan. And on social media, there's been an outpouring of support from politicians on both sides of the aisle, his constituents and the people he mentored. But if I included every single quote, we would end up going to time. But Otis, I see you have a special, wardrobe piece here in his honor.
I just felt that was the thing to do. I don't wear bow ties that often, but today it just seemed like the best thing to do. G.A. Hardaway was a gentleman. He was a great public servant. He was approachable, went everywhere. And the best thing, he was a consensus builder. I saw a very gracious quote from Cameron Sexton, the speaker today, in which he called him a dedicated community servant, a man of deep faith, always showing up for and never turned away from an opportunity to be someone's mentor. That is a wonderful tribute for somebody who's on the other side of the aisle. G.A. Hardaway we're going to miss him tremendously. He was just a great public servant.
Absolutely. Tawan?
You know, I've been kind of at a loss of words today because the one thing I can really say without tearing up is that whether you agreed with him on a policy matter or not, he still showed love for you. Yeah. And you don't find many people who do that. They're ready to fight to the end, but that was G.A. He still showed love for you, and he loved this community with every breath in his body, and he loved his family, his boys, and he loved his friends. And I know it was a shock, because it was a shock when I got my call at 5 o'clock this morning, but he will be sorely missed. But I was so happy that he took Justin Pearson under his wing.
Yeah.
And tried to guide that young man and give him a sense of direction coming onto the legislative floor. And I think when he did that, I said, now that's what we elders are supposed to do.
Right.
Catherine, as a journalist, I'm sure you've had run-ins with G.A. Hardaway.
Yes, earlier I was telling Otis that when I first got to Memphis 8 years ago, I was trying to figure out all the different county officials and city officials and the state representatives and this and that and all these different people, and I really struggled with the state legislators because they were often in Nashville. But Representative Hardaway was not one who I struggled with because he was always in Memphis and he always had that bow tie on, so I was able to put the name to the face really quickly, and he became a good source. He will be very missed. He always made time for his constituents. He always made time for reporters like me, which you don't have to do, but he always did. I never heard him speak a word that was said in any way other than with extreme kindness. Even when he was perhaps disagreeing with something, it was always said with kindness, so he will be very missed.
Absolutely. I think you all did him justice. I unfortunately did not get the chance to meet him in this job. I think you think that you're just going to come across somebody one day, especially in this political world, and I thought, oh, I can't wait till I finally get to shake his hand. And unfortunately, I didn't get that chance. But hearing from you all and seeing on social media, I surely, definitely missed out on an incredible, legendary man and politician and all the things that he was. But
No question.
Thank you all so much for this discussion. It was really great, and thank you for watching. I hope you'll join us next week for ABC24 This Week.